This video I'm gonna talk about the combos I use, the skill rotations, and basically how to do Star's End as a Sage. I'm at 262 at the moment. I can hit 6k if I do try hard, but yeah, that's the max I can get for now. I have yet to upload the videos, but in the future you might see them on my channel. This is for Awakening, because I don't know how to play Succession. Just starting off, these are my skill add-ons. I take Sage Bolt because it's in one of my main combos. For mobs, you can stack 2 DP debuffs. Example, I would stack where is it? I would stack my Chain Lightning, how it has a inbuilt DP debuff, and that stacks with the Spear Bolt's skill add-on debuff. You can't stack 2 skill add-on debuffs, but you can stack inbuilt debuffs. So example, you can use Chain Lightning and Lightning Prison, and the mob will have 2 DP debuffs on them, since Lightning Prison has the skill add-on for -20 debuff. And Chain Lightning has the inbuilt debuff, whereas, and the same thing for Chain Lightning and Spear Bolt. Hope that makes sense, but I can demonstrate it on the mob. You just drag one here. Right, so this is my Chain Lightning, and you see how there's a DP debuff. And like this, there are 2 DP debuffs. And then the good thing about Star's End is the mobs themselves are pretty tanky, so minus DP on the mobs makes us clear it a lot faster, which is basically why Sage is really good at Star's End. My normal combo that I use for like mobs, taking into regard the skill add-ons, I have Shock Relay, which is RMB, then Enlightening Bolt, and then Spear Bolt and Upsurge. What I like to do is I'll group the mobs with Chain Lightning, then I'll Shock Relay into my Radiant Annihilation, which gives me some accuracy. Then either Enlightening Bolt or Upsurge. Then into Spear Bolt, and I finish off with a Rift Storm. That's my go-to combo. But of course, these 2 skills, the Radiant Annihilation and Enlightening Bolt, won't be up at the same time. So usually at the start, I'll use some filler skills like Upsurge or even Spear, just to wait for the cooldowns to come up. I even use Lightning Prison as a filler skill at the start. You can get information from my other previous grinding videos, but that's basically just the gist of it. If you're starting new to the game, what you want to know is the max aggro limit is 10 mobs. So 1, 2, 3. Ignore those. I'll try reset it actually. So you want basically to maximize your pulls. You want 10 mobs per pull at all times. Then sometimes there's not always going to be 10. I know at Star's End there's a few pulls which are around 8 mobs, 8 or 9 mobs, but then we just have to work around that. So I would say like a rotation for Star's End isn't set in stone, but yeah, you're trying to just aim for 10 mobs. If you can pause the video, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. I like to group these 3 mobs, or these 8 mobs. 8 here. And then stand here. So naturally, there'll be 2 mobs from here, since I'm just close proximity. And I'll go to 10. Then same thing for this. But since this doesn't have any more mobs, it's only 8. But that is fine. Then same for here. You see there's 5 here, another 5 up there. So this is already 10. This is a good pull. Yeah, you try not to, when you practice more, you get used to the aggro range of other mobs. And you try to stick in one zone so that you don't aggro the other mobs from the other zone. So moving on to the next one though. Same thing, there's 10 mobs here. You can count it if you want. And you see if I have 10, this guy doesn't get aggroed because we're already over the limit. But once you kill one, the aggro drops and you can kill that one at the same time. So it's good. I think that's something we call overpulling, which isn't bad. But I wouldn't recommend overpulling if there isn't a crystal, because crystals help you do a lot more damage. Same thing for this. 10 mobs, and you see from here, I stood a bit too close to this side. So my chain lightning procced on these mobs here before it hit this guy. So I overpulled, and that's why this guy doesn't get pulled. There's very little min-maxing, but I'd say over an hour, if you keep making these mistakes, you're gonna end up losing maybe 100 or 200 trash loot. And obviously, the more mistakes, the less trash loot you get. Then for this pull, I like to make sure I pull the apostle, because in Star's End, apostle's a bit tricky to move to pull. I'll explain that now, since I'm sure you guys get the 10 pulling method now. For apostles, they are melee and ranged. They trigger when they get aggroed. If you're too close to them, for example, like this, they'll do a range attack, or they'll attack you on that spot where you are. So you want to avoid that. If you pull them at a specific range, for example using chain lightning, they'll run closer to you, which is what you want. So you can group better and faster. Example here, I'll do it again. If I pulled to the here, example, I go with him there. Actually, I messed it up. Let me do it again. Right. Imagine I aggroed him there. And you see, I want to pull the mobs over to the crystal, but since I aggroed him so close, he's gonna try range attack me from there. Even though you can see he's aggroed already. Well, you want to avoid these scenarios, so there are certain spots that I pull from, so that sorry, I'm a bit sick today actually. I try to avoid making that mistake, and where they stop moving and they attack you from far, because that slows down your clear speed dramatically. I'll do one more scenario. I go in from here, and you can see again he's gonna attack, or he's gonna walk to me. Oh god damn, I'm an idiot. Let me explain again. Yeah, but anyway. Right, that time's the charm. I go him from this close, and he's gonna want to attack me like that, and it's gonna take a while before he starts running towards me. So, if you can in your spare time, maybe not pop a loot scroll and just practice the aggro range with your chain lightning and the mobs, the apostles. Alright. And for combos, I'll explain it again. I'll go in slower detail this time with my display keys. Alright, so you'd chain lightning, reposition, RMB, F, SLMB. Oh god. Not today, man. Today's not my good day. Right, same thing, chain lightning, RMB, F, SLMB, then RMB again, F, W to go through. Then I can use upsurge if I want, or into shift LMB, which is my rift storm. That is my go-to combo. And then while I'm here, actually, I'll just explain this cliff. This cliff is a bit AIDS. I know some people just shift Q up there, but I like to walk a bit and WF into there, because sometimes the shift Q brings me a bit too far. For this pack here, it's a bit specific. I have no idea why this works like this, but this is the only pack where shift F, which is my lightning prison, actually kills him if I do my combo fast enough. But that time, since I was doing it a bit slower, they one-shot them. But for other packs, it'll be the same thing. RMB, F, SLMB into FW, into Rift Storm, then filler skills to finish off the pack. RMB, F, SLMB, WF. If I'm a bit too far, I can hit space for my bolt or lightning surge. Sorry, it does a bit of damage. And helps me get a bit closer to them when I lightning prism. Rift storm. Yeah. The combos in Sage are pretty straightforward. Then sometimes your Rift Storm's enough. So that's when I like to just use my Lightning Prison. And I think that's about all for the how to do Star's End. yeah, just keep practicing the things I said. Make sure that you can pull properly. Make sure that you're not over aggroing too much, and for like these pulls, you don't stationary the apostles, and you can clear Star's End pretty fast. I like to use Frenzy and Spirit Perfume just because I don't have Mat 5 crit. Oh, and it helps with mana issues. And the thing about this pull is, because this mob here, sometimes when you go to Chain Lightning, positions are a bit weird. So, for example, there's always one guy here, he's just stationary, but there's this one other apostle that walks from here to here. And of course, if you go here to pull the apostle over here, it's gonna aggro that mob and it'll make him stationary. So what I like to do is maybe come around here, I'll zap from here, then since I already aggroed from here, if you can go around and maybe not get into the melee range of the mob while you pull both of them, you can still get to this crystal and drag it over. But there are obviously easier ways to go about this rotation. For example, if you find this pull a bit too hard, dragging these two apostles to the crystal and they're always just melee, you can probably try bring these three, then you can bring them as well, and you bring them over here. And since they're already here, it might be a bit easier for you. But I just feel like for that, you're a bit short on some mobs, and it's not always up to adding up to 10. But you know, you can comment below if you have any better suggestions. I'm still learning. Yeah, and then a tip is, I always see sages just, example, they just group the mobs up and then they go straight into Shift F or Lightning Prison. You see, compared to if I did my combo, I feel like it just does more damage, and you have more buffs. You have more buffs up as well. But of course, your rotation depends on your skill add-ons as well. I'll demonstrate again. See how the damage isn't really there? And it's just a bit too slow for me, just personally. Yeah, and then also make sure your Z buff and Q buff are always in rotation. Then for these apostles, just use every skill you have available. Doesn't really matter. But your WF, it does a lot of damage, so don't underestimate it. There's a good debuff as well as damage loss. But when you WF, get used to pressing R&B before you WF, just for faster cast speed, cast animation, sorry, like that. And you also cast the R&B damage as well, which is good. Every little bit counts. And also turning your camera, just to face the mobs again. The game auto rotates it for you, but you know, you can speed it up. And make sure you press space after, so you cast your lightning surge. And you get back into the mobs. You see, I'm a bit too far to cast my Rift Storm. If I were to if I were to lightning surge back in, I'd be around here, which would have hit everyone with my Rift Storm. You see, I can try it now. See how I lightning surge back in, and it brings me right back into the back of mobs. So I think that's about all. As many tips as I can give for Sage. I'm still learning the class, so any tips from me would be appreciated. If this helped you, you can leave a comment and a like, and it helped me a lot. I'll try to put more guides out in the future as well. I'm planning on trying Sicaria. Or you guys can let me know any places you want me to try out. But keep in mind, my AP is still shit. So is my DP. So if you want me to go like Turos or Orcs, I'm not ready yet, dude. Right. If you watched to this end, thank you so much. I will see you next time.